behalf of Chief Diane Bacchus, I'm representing her. My name is Lynn Bizzle, LynnBizzell, and I'm the fire chief in Fredericksburg, Texas. So what we want to visit with you this afternoon about is kind of the setup that we have here. We are currently searching an 8-mile stretch of the Guadalupe River in and around Ingram, Texas. We have 300 personnel on the ground here with the operation of the 8 miles that we are searching. We are encountering tremendous debris problems in the river. We have a lot of heavy equipment. We have ground crews that are going in by hand and searching and trying to see what we can do from a recovery standpoint. I would tell you our hearts and prayers go out to the families of those affected by this tragedy, and I'm saying tragedy at the highest level that you can get, and that we are here for them. Our number one goal in this operation is to find the loved ones that are missing. We are working diligently every day, and the issues that we face are treacherous conditions. We have first responders. To talk a little bit about the first responders, I would tell you to pat one on the back at some point. Tell them thank you, because this is tough going. It's a tough situation. It's a tragedy beyond imagination for those in this area and all of the ones up and down the river. So we're going to talk a little bit this afternoon from the law enforcement part of it, and then as well as our actual operations on the river. Again, thank you for being here, and God bless everybody. Sheriff.
Good afternoon. My name's Sheriff Charles Stewart, S-T-E-W-A-R-T. I'm the Andrews County Sheriff. I'm down here on behalf of law enforcement and helping them out with the security up here and trying to get stuff going. What we're really iterating right now for the public is this whole area, the whole 8-mile stretch, is a no-fly zone for drones. In other words, if you've got a drone and you're trying to fly it around to look, you need to bring it down, because right now FAA has this airspace shut down for drones. I have to reiterate that. The other thing is we have a lot of volunteers just showing up on the river to help. We need them to check in here at the fire station and get a tag to show up down at the river. They will assign them a spot to go to. Just showing up down here, we don't know you're on the river. We might have already checked that place, and that's just a waste of resources to where we can put them somewhere they can go. When they do that, it makes it a lot easier. If something happened out here on the river, if we had another big rain, we had another big flood come through here, those volunteers, if they go down there and they hadn't checked in, we don't know they're on the river. That's the biggest thing. We check in, we check out, we have a roster for everybody that we have working right now. As far as media goes, if any media is looking to get shots and anything like that, if they will contact us up at the blue tent up there at the fire station, they will have a police escort, and we will take them to spots where they can film on the river. They will get every shot they want to get, but there are certain places we cannot go. We're very respectful of all the families that we're trying to protect out there, where we are looking for their loved ones. If we find someone and we're trying to rescue them, we do not need media cameras there, because we don't know what we've got there. And we want to respect the families, and we want to make sure that we take care of them first. We're here for them, not for anybody else. That's about it on the law enforcement end of it. Like I said, anybody wanting to volunteer, please check in first. Do not go down on the river. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Reagan Rabke, R-A-B-K-E. I'm the fire marshal for the city of Fredericksburg, and I'm assigned as operations chief here at this incident. So with the 300 responders that we have working on the river today, they are going methodically from pile to pile and going through it to try to find everybody's loved ones. when I say piles, we're talking about debris piles 20, 30 feet high that are big enough to have a whole RV still in them and not be seen. That's a massive amount of debris that we're trying to clear, and we have heavy equipment working, and we're having to dig through it by hand as well. Just because the machines can go through it, we have to be very methodical about what we're doing. We have worked this river, this 8-mile stretch. We're going up it and down it, split in all directions the best we can. It is a slow process. I can't tell you how long we'll be here, but it is a slow, methodical process. Y'all have any?
I have a question regarding the heavy machinery.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I was in Comfort, Texas, and all of a sudden I heard that authorities were asking private, residents not to use heavy machinery because there's still a, fire rescue operation, and that could, somehow do something to the bodies if they're using. There's still that situation where you are asking to private citizens close to the river not to use heavy machinery?
So what we're asking people to do is, if the pile or debris has been gone through, it is okay. We need to have a professional group come through and make sure there is no body part in this pile of rubble debris to do it. There's some of the trees in there that we cannot move by hand, even if we saw them up. They are so large, so we have to use heavy machinery.
And that's why you're asking to be careful or sensitive?
As long as the pile has been gone through by public safety officials, they can go through it and remove it. However, if it is not, it needs to be left alone until we can go through it.
Can you talk about how quickly the time frame is normally between when you request a boat ready to be sent out and when it actually is sent out?
Ma'am, I do not have any information on that. Like I said, I'm from Fredericksburg. I'm here helping with this department. I have not any information on that.
Is anyone from the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department available to speak to that?
Chief, you want to speak to that?
Right now, I would ask that if those questions come about, that you give us a little time. We are still grieving. They are still grieving. They have been working since July the 4th at around 2 a.m. around the clock to try to take care of this situation. We don't have the answer to that right now, and I would just ask that you please pray for those first responders and everybody that's down there right now. We have ran into rattlesnakes. We have a lot of danger that is down on the river right now.
How do you mark a spot that's been checked?
We have a system that we have in place where once an area is searched, we mark it either with flagging or with paint.
And you said you have an 8 mile stretch. If the river's not longer than that, everybody takes over at a certain point.
Yes. So if you move down the river from where the flood started, each area has a search crew all the way down to the canyon lake.
I found some people in Comfort, Texas at River level. And some of them came from McAllen, North Carolina, and those people, they need to check before they start, assisting authorities.
Are you talking? Yeah, go ahead.
Again, on that right there, yes, it would be best if they do check in, and it goes back to the safety factor. We have a set rules that we have. All of our searchers down there, they know that whenever they find something, there's a certain protocol. When they're looking, there's a certain protocol. There's certain ways of marking different piles. It is a process, and they've been briefed on that every morning on what to do. That way, if volunteers come in, that's why I reiterate, they need to check in, because before they're assigned down there, they're going to go through every bit of that so that they can understand what they're doing when they get down there.
Have you had any incidents relating to drones being flown by residents?
We've had 3 today, and we've got all those down, and there's no issue. They took them down as soon as we went there and we explained to them, they left the area.
Can you explain how the troopers being used by people who are not first responders is impacting search and rescue?
I certainly can. What we have is, I do believe it was Tuesday. My days are kind of running together right now, but I think Tuesday we had a private drone run into a helicopter. And that's where our issues lie. We have people coming down here with their drones, and drones have to give way to anything like that. But we have military aircraft out here, Coast Guard aircraft, DPS aircraft, and all of them are flying very low around here. Every now and then you'll see them, and they're barely above treetop levels. And if we have drones coming around, all it's going to take is one of those drones and those prop blades, and that helicopter's coming down.
You mentioned 3 incidents today with drones.
Mhm.
What happened with
It was
those?
just, all it was private citizens, I can't say local, private citizens. They had them, they started up, we found them, we approached them, we addressed it, and they went ahead and packed up and left.
Can you say where the drone hit the helicopter? What part of it?
I was not in that area. I think it just struck it on the side, but still, anything like that, the FAA is going to come in and they're going to shut down the airspace instantly.
There's a fine for that too.
Yes, there is. There is.
They didn't get fined, did they? Those
The 3 we got, no, but the other one, I think he's going to be paying a price.
Is there a plan in place for this weekend in event of severe weather?
Up there, they do have plans in place and protocol in place. You would have to get with them up there. Like I said, right now, with what the gentleman said, the Ingram Fire Department, they've been taxed pretty good. A lot of us came from a long ways away to volunteer for this, and we've been at it for 4 or 5 days. They've been at it since it started. And they've been working, 20 hours a day for the last 5 days. They're exhausted. So we're giving them a little bit of a break, and we'll take over, and whenever they're rested up, they'll be back out here. A lot of your questions that you've answered, we will note those, and we'll go in there and we'll get the information, and on the next conference, we'll have the answers to those questions.
Including co-brand questions, anything like that?
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
Coming in to help. We saw some immigration customs enforcement people out here. Are they helping, or is that separate?
No, they are helping with that, and they have different jobs in this search and rescue operation we have going on. We have Texas Department of Public Safety, we have Texas Department of Wildlife, we have Border Patrol, we have just about every state agency in the area, and all of them are actively searching right now.
Sheriff, you are law enforcement. What's going to happen with people without documents in danger right now or trying to get some help? Should they approach you anyway without the fear of being
Yes.
processed to something else?
Exactly. We're not here to throw anybody in jail. These volunteers, they're coming out here because they have a really big heart and they really want to serve and they want to help this community. We're just trying to do it the safest way we can. That way we keep them safe, we keep our other workers safe. There's a lot of heavy equipment out here. We're briefed on that. We had one accident Tuesday where a young man was struck by one of the skid loaders. Okay, and that's where we have to really watch these equipment. Earlier today, I had a crew come up on the other side of the river over there. They got in somehow, and there was about 20 people. They were all volunteers, and they were all there cleaning out debris. The problem was they didn't check in. Not one of them had a vest on. Not one of them had a hard hat on. They had no protective equipment, and nobody knew they were there. And we had to get them rounded up, and we got them back up here. They went ahead and checked into the thing. They showed what resources they had, and they were assigned an area, and they went out there and started.
I don't know if maybe I didn't explain myself.
Okay.
What's going to happen with people in danger, in need of help, that have no legal documents but live in the area in Texas? Should they approach you for
Yes,
help?
we're not here for that. We're here to save people and get people out here to safety. That is a secondary thing that we are not worried about right now. Our main priority right now is saving lives.
And then tomorrow, if a President Trump arrives, because of security concerns, everything is going to be stopped at some point until he leaves, or what's going to happen?
We will not stop our efforts at all when he gets here. When he gets here, I'm sure he will have his own security detail. Our operations out there on that river will continue just like it is now. President or no president, we have lives down there we might be saving, and we're not going to give up on that. Our crews will not leave their post.
Do you have a count on how many volunteers have potentially been injured?
I'll let you add that one because y'all were on the numbers in there.
I can tell you there's been a tremendous amount of volunteers who have showed up to help out over the last 6 days. If they have a certain amount of training, if they are able to go down to the creek to do heavy lifting, stay in the heat all day, hydrate, and we have been using them throughout the week. And so we thank each and every one who have come here to help our crews, because we can't do this alone. We don't have enough local resources to take care of this large of an operation, and it takes everybody. And I want to, from a donation standpoint, that's another avenue that people can help, and we've had a tremendous amount of people who have donated food, water, heavy equipment, chainsaws, you name it, they have brought it up here, ice chest, ice, and things of that nature that keep us as first responders going throughout the day. And so I can't say enough about the community. I can't say enough about the state of Texas. I can't say enough about the United States. All the people, we have 18 wheelers full of donated material that is showing up here on a daily basis. And it is awesome to see. It's awesome to know that they are thinking about our first responders here and taking care of this community and those that serve this community. It's just awesome.
He mentioned that there was a volunteer maybe hit by a stick. Can you tell us if there have been more volunteers who have been injured while trying to locate?
There has not been. No.
Just one?
We've had 2 injuries throughout this process. One was a first responder, one was a civilian.
Thank you.
A couple of days ago, somebody said about there's like a fork where the river meets, goes together. There's like 2 parts of it. How far away is that from here?
It's quite a way from here. It's not in our area. We focus on the 8-mile stretch that we have here. I'm not really sure what happens outside of that 8 miles.
So to answer his question about places and islands and stuff, this river has changed its look tremendously because of